Hello, gentle viewers.
Hey, today we're going to continue a little bit on the topic of cultural appropriation and talk about media that's not for white people and how we, white people, consume and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And we're drinking an afternoon tea.
When Empire, the Lee Daniels show, first came out, and I noticed that I was reading a lot of think pieces and reviews and articles written by white people about the show. And it struck me as a little fetishizing that all these white people were like, yeah, a black show we can latch onto and prove how great we are and how open-minded we are. I always want to be sure that I'm interrogating my reactions to it and being aware of my privilege and what sort of things I was brought up to think and what things the world of anti-racism has brought to me. Realizing that Empire is not made for white people. It isn't that white people can't enjoy it, because we clearly do, but the show doesn't pander to us. There's a great line in the first season where Lucius talks about going on white television. That means he's going on television. Mm-hmm. And it was just a great moment.
I think it's interesting too, you were talking about the kind of white media reaction to a show like Empire. And a lot of what I heard about it initially was that it's very soapy. And I think that's kind of like a code word.
Yeah, now I'm hearing a dog whistle when I see soapy, because it gets applied to Shonda Rhimes shows a lot.
Yeah, they push at the drama. They're a little melodramatic. They're very intense.
But there are plenty of shows that star almost exclusively white people, that are created by white people, marketed towards them, that are melodramatic also, never get called soapy.
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy
is really soapy.
I think from a white media, sometimes I get this guilty. Mm-hmm. It's not like, oh, I shouldn't because this is a black thing and I'm intruding on a space. Right? It's like, oh, but I really shouldn't because it's black, it's not as valuable.
This is a new moment for us, I think, in the film and television world, because we've had shows that star or that center black people before. I mean, we've had
the Cosby Show was very groundbreaking.
But there are things that shows on television can talk about and deal with that the Cosby Show, while groundbreaking for the time, was only able to push the white comfort envelope so much.
A little bit. A show that's doing this amazingly is Blackish.
Right.
Which I felt very uncomfortable about watching. I was like, oh, this show isn't made for me. I don't know if it's okay for me to watch this. What's going to happen if I watch this TV show? I don't know, but I had to watch it for class and I loved it. Yes, it's not, I don't think it's made for a white audience. The way Brooklyn Nine-Nine is an incredibly diverse show, but I think it is much more white audience created. But Blackish, so their season 2 premiere tackled the N-word. Yeah.
Because we white people have been led by the hand.
We've been gently
led
into
and it's okay to watch black people being themselves and being human beings and not putting on the show that they have to put on for white people. This idea of white fragility, right? That we're so uncomfortable. We've talked about being uncomfortable.
With Blackish, because it's a comedy, it can tackle these issues. And when I'm watching it, it makes me constantly think about my own privilege. And it makes me think about what are these kind of laid in assumptions and prejudices that I have. What is the latent racism inside of me? It makes me confront that, and I think that's really valuable, and I think it's something everyone should do.
It's important for communities of color to see themselves represented on television. This is true. This is obvious. But it's also important for white people to have non-white people to empathize with.
That aren't othered.
That aren't stereotypes or the butt of the joke always. Yeah. Because it proves to us that we can. Yeah. That we can step outside our comfort zones and see people who aren't like us and realize that they're more like us than we thought.
Another thing with comedy, particularly, and with Blackish, that I think Blackish does so well and did so well with that season 2 premiere about the N-word is, who are you making comfortable? So there's this idea in comedy that nothing should be off limits and everything should be accessible and we should be able to really push the envelope and talk about anything. And sometimes that goes hand in hand with no responsibility
Yeah.
for what you're saying.
Humor is a way to deal with
Yes.
any topic.
But who are you making feel comfortable?
So, yeah, the fact that we feel uncomfortable embarking upon a new show that isn't made for us
Yeah.
is healthy for us. It's
Yes.
good for us.
Yes.
So, we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Who should we read Elect Supply with an Army?
Oh my God, Cookie gets an army immediately. All the armies, right?
Ooh, I mean...
Too much? Too much?
She'll probably take an army whether we give one to her or not.
Too true. We're always giving questionable people armies.
It's what we do. Who do we want to read? Oh no, we want to read Jessica Huang,
Yes.
right?
Huang.
Constance Wu on Fresh Off the Boat. We love her. She's everything. Why isn't she the main character on that show? Let's give Jessica Huang a book deal. Yeah.
I guess I would elect Tracy Ellis Ross from Blackish. Of all the female characters on that show, she does some questionable things, but I feel like she would be very balanced.
Yeah. So we're picking all the moms.
Yeah, it's mom time.